All right. Good evening, everybody. And welcome to the TMCF Talks All Things Scholarship presented by HBCU Unites a Digital World. We are so excited to be on with you all tonight to talk all things TMCF and all things scholarships. My name is Natasha Adams Spencer, and I have the pleasure and honor of serving as Senior Manager of Scholarships for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I'm joined by my amazing colleague, Mr. Brian Woodson, one of our scholarship managers, who you will hear from shortly. So tonight, our agenda is to give you a glimpse into what it takes to not only prepare for, but also apply for Thurgood Marshall College Fund scholarships. We'll provide you an overview of TMCF. We'll go over the types of scholarships available to eligible students, and we'll share how you can prepare and apply, as well as some best practices for your applications. But before we get started, we're going to start with a short video that gives you some background on the Thurgood Marshall College Fund and what we do.
We believe where you are born does not determine who you become. We believe that students like you, who are striving to be someone, should be championed by everyone. That's why we champion the ambitious spirit of students who have the audacity to dream in the face of challenge and uncertainty. HBCUs have a 150-year history of achievement producing who's who in business, medicine, tech, law, education. We can help harness your greatness, tenacity, ability, creativity, ingenuity, grit, positioning you to surpass your biggest dreams and accomplish what many have said is impossible. We provide 4 things: scholarship, leadership development, internships, high-profile careers. So every Black achiever with an ambitious spirit can be the next one who changes the world. Who's next?
Now, I will pitch it to Brian Woodson, TMCF Scholarship Manager, who will give you all more information about TMCF as an organization.
All right, thank you, Natasha. Good evening. So to give you some information about who we are at Thurgood Marshall, we were established back in 1987. So about 36 years ago, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund became an organization that just represented the Black college community. Here at TMCF, we have different member schools, which include historically Black colleges and universities, also known as HBCUs, and also PBIs, predominantly Black institutions. These publicly supported HBCUs enroll over 80% of all students attending HBCUs. So through scholarships, capacity building, and resource initiative, innovative programs and strategic partnerships like the ones you just saw in the video, we at TMCF, we have become a vital resource in the K-12 and higher education space. And we also source for top employers seeking talent for competitive internships and good jobs. So we work off of 3 different things. First, our mission, which is to ensure student success by promoting educational excellence and preparing the next generation of workforce talent through leadership development. Changing the world one leader at a time. That is our mission and one that we live by. And then also here at TMCF, we have 5 different strategic pillars, which are scholarship, capacity building, equity and upskilling, talent sourcing, and policy and advocacy. We have been fortunate to support HBCU and PBIs attending students for over 30 years. Since 1987, we have awarded over $300 million in supportive education to almost 300,000 students that attend 53 member schools within our network. We have placed students in professional opportunities at over 250 employers in 32 different states for the past 18 years. 97%, of TMCF scholars graduate, while 1 in 3 college freshmen drop out of school before their 2nd year. So we love a retention, and we love to keep our students in to graduate. And speaking of retention, 85% of TMCF's first generation scholars continue from their 1st to their 2nd year of college. The national average is only 66%, and TMCF awarded 53% of its scholarships to first generation students. And so during the pandemic, we heard of people dropping out of schools and schools not supporting students. Here at TMCF, during the 2020-2021 academic school year, we awarded over 1,500 scholarships, which is over $4 million and counting to selected students at publicly supported HBCUs and PBIs. All right, so you just heard me mention about our network and our member schools. So we have been fortunate to support HBCUs and PBI students at different schools, which are all over the United States. So we have 53 member schools. And so our breakdown is there's 42 HBCUs. We have 7 community colleges, also known as HBCCs. We have 3 PBIs, predominantly Black institutions, and we have 1 private, historically Black graduate institution. So at those schools, we're also proud to say that 6 of them have law schools like Florida A&M, NCCU Law, and then also one of the member schools has a medical college at Howard. So you might ask, where are we getting all this money from? Well, we are fortunate and blessed to have our world-class partners. So if you look on the screen, you'll see several icons and logos that I'm sure you recognize, like Coach, Walmart, Apple, FedEx. These are partners that want to give to students that we serve at HBCUs and PBIs, and they have been great assets to us, in addition to fundraising that we do as well. So we just came back from Washington, D.C. And in Washington, D.C., we were able to serve 465 students at our Leadership Institute. So this is one of the most premier programs for HBCU students in the country. It is a 4-day professional and leadership development workshop. We have different speakers and different organizations coming to recruit top talent. So over 70 organizations came, and several of the students left with on-the-spot job offers, some of them with multiple job offers in real life, so where they're able to leave college knowing that they have somewhere to work. And like I said, 400 plus students attended this this Leadership Institute, and it was by invitation only. All right, so through TMCF scholarships, we pay tuition. It covers housing and provide access to funds urgently needed to close gaps financially. And I'm going to give it to Natasha so she can explain what those scholarships are.
Thank you, Brian. So as we mentioned earlier, Thurgood Marshall College Fund was created to support the Black college community, and our member schools include publicly funded HBCUs and PBIs. Now, the majority of our scholarship opportunities are for students attending our 53 publicly supported HBCUs, PBIs, community colleges, and medical and law member schools. However, we do offer some scholarships for students attending any HBCU, private or public. Also, for the 23-24 academic year, this current academic year, we did offer 2 scholarship opportunities for students attending any accredited college or university. But I will add the caveat that those opportunities are not guaranteed every year. All in all, our main goal is to help reduce student debt that disproportionately affects people of color. So we are here to stand in the gap and provide access to funds needed for continued matriculation. And we do that through our 3 scholarship types: gap completion, access, and programmatic. Our gap completion or emergency scholarships are a means to meet an urgent financial need for students. Now, these opportunities are not as widely available as our other 2 categories and are meant for students who have an emergent need. Our next scholarship category, our access scholarships, are similar to your typical scholarship programs. They cover tuition, fees, room and board for students based on the scholarship's eligibility requirements. Our final scholarship category is our programmatic scholarships. And they're similar to our access scholarships, but they also have the added benefit of including support services aimed at strengthening leadership and professional development. Now, this slide provides you a snapshot of what the average TMCF scholarship recipient looks like. 97% identify as Black or African American, 46% have a STEM-related major, 38% are first generation or the first in their family to go to college, 75% are Pell Grant recipients, and the average GPA for our scholars is 3.5. So I know all of this information sounds real good, right? But I know you're probably wondering, how can you practically apply what we're telling you to your own personal situations? Well, if you are a high school sophomore, start researching colleges you want to attend now. It's never too early to begin the process. And if you have any HBCUs on your radar, which we hope you do, please keep TMCF on your radar also. If you are a junior in high school, we're going to assume that you already have a list of schools you're interested in. You're probably already exploring majors, registering for open houses, and researching what dorms look like on YouTube, doing those deep dives. We all know you do it. That's good. You should be. And if you have any HBCUs on your list, which I hope you do, I would encourage you to visit our website, tmcf.org. Under our students and alumni header, you can find all of our open and closed scholarships. Under both tabs, you can see what scholarships are being offered, as well as what the eligibility requirements are, so you can start planning ahead. And for any seniors listening, complete and submit your applications. Emphasis on submit. Please don't start and then abandon your application. We need you to start it, complete it, and submit it. Now, the great thing about the TMCF scholarship application is that it matches you with all the scholarship opportunities that you are eligible for. So all those brands that you saw Brian speak to on a previous site, we may have scholarship opportunities for each of those brands, and each one may have a different set of eligibility requirements, but you only have to apply one time. So the application will match you with the opportunity that you are eligible for. However, it is important for you as an applicant to be prepared and know the eligibility requirements. Now, the majority of our scholarship opportunities do require students to demonstrate a financial need, be enrolled full-time, but we do have some opportunities that are available for part-time students, have a GPA of 3.0, have completed the FAFSA, and be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Now, some scholarship opportunities, such as the one shown here, will have other specific requirements, such as classification status or majors. But all opportunities, again, and their requirements are listed on our website, so students and their parents can peruse and see the scholarships being offered and the requirements associated with each opportunity. Another way to prepare for the TMCF scholarship application is to plan ahead, especially for the video response. So at TMCF, instead of a written essay, all of our scholarships require applicants to respond to a prompt with a 2-minute video. The scholarship opportunity that you are applying for will determine the associated prompt. For example, one of our legacy brands offered a scholarship opportunity that prompted students to respond to what legacy means to them. We had another opportunity that prompted students to respond to which of their accomplishments made them most proud and why. As you can see listed on the screen, we have another prompt that asks students to detail how their education will benefit them, their family, and their community. Now, the great thing is that our website will show you all of these prompts so you can prepare your response in advance of completing your application. So with that in mind, we do understand and know that the video response can be a barrier to some students completing their applications. So we wanted to share a few do's and don'ts when it comes to preparing for the video. The first do, please ensure that your answer answers all parts of the video prompt. So in the previous example, if the prompt asks you to explain how your education will benefit you, your family, and your community, please be sure to address all three. How will it benefit yourself, how it will benefit your family, and how it will benefit your community. Also, we want you to remember that everything that you're doing, your application, is done completely online. So the video is your chance to let your personality shine through. Be sure to articulate yourself and put your best brand forward with your personal experiences as the main focus. You want to show the reviewers who you are outside of your demographic information. And please also remember to dress appropriately, have adequate lighting, and have a proper background. Now, as far as our don'ts go, please don't appear unprepared. As I just mentioned, these prompts are on our website for you to see, and they're there from the time the application opens until it closes. And actually, they stay up long after the application closes, so you can visit our website today to see some examples of what previous prompts have been. But what that means is that you have plenty of time to prepare. Write out your script, practice, record, and re-record your video. Our application is not one that you have to record immediately on the spot. It's one where you upload a link so you can practice, write out your script, record your video, upload it, record it and upload it to YouTube or Vimeo, and then you would put that link in your application. You do not have to record it on demand. And the only timing that we ask you to adhere to is the 2-minute limit. But other than that, you have plenty of time to prepare. We also recommend not using an old or unrelated video. Believe it or not, in this day and age, there are some students who say they don't want to be on camera, they don't want to record in the TikTok generation. But if you have an old video, please don't use that because our reviewers will be able to tell. Trust me. Also, I know I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the video, but please do not feel like you need to hire a videographer for this. We're not looking for a production style video, just more of a selfie style that responds to the required prompt. And also, while we do ask that you share your personal experiences, please do not only focus on the negative. We want you to demonstrate how any negative experiences has had a positive impact on your life to give purpose to your pain. We want to see how you can spend those experiences for the good. Finally, we recommend that you establish a support system to help you navigate the application process. We know that it is not easy and you are inundated with scholarship application after scholarship after application. We know going to college and getting to college is difficult. So please establish a support system. Checks and balances are key, and having a team of people around you to assist you is paramount. And if you are unclear on something, ask questions. You being here today is showing the initiative that you have in navigating this process. If you're unclear on something, please ask questions. Our team, the TMCF scholarship team, is available to assist in the process, and I will share with you in later slides how you can get in contact with us. Also, please know the deadlines. Because our application waves are open for weeks at a time, we cannot and do not allow late submissions. I believe we've probably heard every excuse in the book, but we cannot and will not accept a late submission. In addition to the deadline, also, in all of our scholarship applications, we have a time deadline, and it is Eastern Standard Time. So please, if you're not on the East Coast, if you're not in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, please be cognizant of that because we are strict with our application deadlines. And always, again, please check the eligibility requirements for any scholarship opportunity that you plan on applying to. I know in a few minutes we will have time for questions and answers, but I also wanted to share that our team does offer virtual office hours on the shown Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Students and parents alike can drop in at any time to ask questions and get more information on TMCF scholarship opportunities. And we'll be sure to share the link to our virtual office hours with all of tonight's attendees. So again, I know all of that sounded good, but you probably want to know, okay, when can I apply? Well, here we are sharing our tentative timeline for the 24-25 scholarship wave and academic year. We typically have 3 waves per academic year, with our first wave tentatively scheduled to open in January and closing in March. Our second wave will tentatively run from February to March, and our third wave will run from May until June. Now, again, please note that these dates are not confirmed, but you can check our website to find our exact opening and closing dates. I will also mention that you can apply to all 3 waves of scholarships, but we only award a max of 2 scholarships per student. And we also do not guarantee any awards. So even if you submit your application, none of our awarding is guaranteed. But we do encourage students to apply and to apply early. Just being completely transparent, the majority of our opportunities open in our first wave. So if you are a high school senior on the call, I recommend in January, start checking that TMCF website to see when our applications open. Start your application and start it early and submit it early. Again, we cannot and do not accept late submissions. So if there's a storm and your internet goes out, if your computer crashes, if something happens, we're sorry, but we won't be able to accept your application at that time. So the sooner you can start and complete it, the better. And as far as our content, that is all that we have this evening, and we can open up the floor for questions and comments. So I see a registered scholar question. Can a scholar apply for more than one scholarship at once? Absolutely. As I mentioned, our scholarship application, once you apply, all of your information will be in our system, and the system will match you with all the scholarships that you are eligible for. But the caveat is, if you are eligible and are awarded, you can only be awarded a max of 2 scholarships per academic year. Great question. So we have another question asking, can a scholarship be recurring for more than one semester? And if so, how many? So yes, another great question. We do have some scholarship opportunities that we call renewable. So what that means is that they could renew from one year to the next. As far as it renewing from one semester to the next, that depends on the disbursement amount. So if our scholarships are, depending on the amount, it may only be dispersed in one semester, or it could be split into and dispersed in the fall and the spring. But even with that, as I mentioned, we have some renewable opportunities that's for more than 1 year. So that means a student can be awarded for 2 years. We have some scholarship opportunities that are renewable for up to 4 years, including graduate studies. So it just depends on the specific scholarship opportunity, but we offer a variety of any of those scenarios. Great questions. Please keep them coming.
So we have a question. How many scholarships are TMCF offering right now? Currently, the majority of our scholarships, except for one, is closed. The only one that is open at this present moment is for college seniors who are about to graduate and need some additional help with funding, and that is through Sally Mae. But the rest of our scholarships are currently closed, and in the previous slide that Natasha showed, we tell you when the next wave will tentatively open. So in the top of the year, you'll be able to see all of the opportunities that we have. but none are available at this present moment.
And I will add that we may have one opportunity opening next month through McDonald's, the Black and Positively Golden Scholarship. That is scheduled to open in November. You can keep checking our website, tmcf.org, for more information on that. And that one will be open to all classifications of students. So if you are a high school senior going to be a freshman next year, you should definitely look into that one because you would be eligible for that. Do we have any other questions? Yes, thank you for asking. We do have scholarships for graduate students. We have several opportunities this academic year, and we typically have several opportunities each academic year for graduate students. So if you are a graduate student, or if you plan on pursuing a graduate degree once you finish your undergrad program, yes, TMCF does offer graduate scholarship programs. We also have a graduate leadership development program, the Hennessy Fellows program. It is a very competitive program, but that's another opportunity for graduate students attending HBCUs to develop their leadership and professional skills. These are great questions.
The question is, does the Fellows Program offer full graduate school tuition? I do not believe that the Fellows Program offer full graduate school tuition, but it is a program that gives you an immersive experience. So when you think of immersions, they're a little bit different than your regular internships. These are basically a day in the life of what it will be like to work at these different companies and with our different partners. So like she said, it is very competitive and it's very sought out. And I believe there are opportunities to for employment once the participant is finished. Sorry. But yes, I don't believe it offers full graduate school tuition. We do not have any programs that offer full tuition, but we do have graduate programs, graduate school opportunities through scholarships that offer funding, but not full.
And I would say if you want more information on that, you can email us at scholarships@tmcf.org, and we can connect you with the program director for that program. Thank you. Yes, and we have one more slide that has all of our contact information. Yes, but our email is in the description box. All right. Well, I will. So this is our contact information here, our website, our email, as well as our phone number. If anyone has any other questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us. As I mentioned, we'll share the link to our office hours on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. where you can drop in and ask questions again. But we definitely would like to thank everybody for attending. We want to extend a special thank you to HBC Unite for having us. And if you have any questions, please reach out. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.